What's good, fam? Shit, welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. Y'all go ahead and y'all follow on in here, man. Since we just got through with Parrish's live feed, I'm waiting for a few of y'all to go ahead and come in here before we decide what we're gonna talk about this evening. When y'all go ahead and y'all get in here, y'all go ahead and y'all hit that live button. What up? What up, King Foker? What's going on? Should y'all go ahead and y'all hit that like button as y'all go ahead and y'all come in. What up? What up? What up to everybody in the stream? As y'all come in, y'all go ahead, y'all hit that like button, and we'll go ahead and we'll get everything popping. What's going on, Braylon? Shit, you might be third, Robbie. Braylon was in after you. Well, at least he was the second person to comment. Oh shit, man. What's good to everybody in the stream, man? Should y'all come in, y'all go ahead, y'all hit that like button. I'm gonna wait on a few people to really get in here. Yeah, he did, man. He barely got your ass. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on a few more people to go ahead and come on in here, man, so we can go ahead and we can talk about some of these games and get my post game thoughts to that Vikings game because that was a great ass game. I thought they were gonna dominate way worse than that, but I should have known that Drew Brees wouldn't go lay down. I just got my coffee. Shit, I feel you, man. Shit, you gotta do what you gotta do to stay up. Shit, I see it's starting to be a few more people going ahead and coming on here and shit. I guess all my subscribers, man, I gotta make sure y'all all hitting that bell icon. In terms of what game, the Pats gonna win, and I feel like the Vikings are on fire right now, especially winning the game like they did against the Vikings. I mean, not the Vikings, the Saints winning the way they did, as clutch as they did. I see them being a real problem for whoever they got to face over the next 3 weeks. They gonna be a serious problem. If they gotta see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, they gonna be getting had on his ass all game. Pats will destroy the Vikings though. No, no, John Bryant, no. These type of athletic, physical defenses, and the fact that they fundamentally sound, they don't have a lot of communication errors, and they've meshed together, and their team has only added, and everybody plays their role on the Vikings defense. You don't just get past teams like that and just work over on them like that. I don't see it. And at the end of the day, the Patriots defense isn't strong like that at all. Yeah, they ain't gonna destroy him at all. Yeah, I don't. That you ain't being respectful by saying some shit like that. I understand if you think that if they gonna lose, yeah, but just to be like they gonna get blown out, nah. And at the end of the day, outside of Tom Brady and a couple of, I think in a game like that, if it boils down to the Patriots and Minnesota, Minnesota's gonna do everything they can to make sure that Gronkowski is taken completely out of the game. I see him getting hurt in that game. You must not be seeing the games. You talking to me or you talking to somebody else? I haven't watched any Vikings games except the Bears game. Bro, now, bro, you talking about some totally different shit. I don't know what you talking. Bro, go watch they film. They play fast to the motherfucker. What's going on, Parrish? What's going on? What was the worst disappointment of the season? Ram Saints. The Steelers losing to the Jaguars. The Steelers losing to the Jaguars, hands down. Oh, okay, appreciate it, bro. Brady gonna win another one. He gonna sweep the Vikings and Jags. The Jags maybe, But the Vikings, nah, he ain't gonna be able to go against two legit defenses like that back to back, and we think he gonna win a game. It's either he gonna lose next week or he gonna lose a couple weeks down the road when he got to go see Minnesota. Minnesota has a decent run game. Minnesota has weapons at receiver. Case Keenum is playing pretty good. They defense is like we were just saying in Paris. We don't even have to sit here and name everybody. They got Kentrell brothers. They got boys on the D line. Everson Griffin. They got Anthony Barr. They got linebackers who can run. They got dudes who can cover. Xavier Rose, Trey Waynes. They got Harrison Smith. We saw how Sendejo was out here playing athletic as fuck when he caught that pass. I thought he was supposed to drop that shit. How many times have he proven himself? Yeah, and he's proven himself when he goes against defenses like this, he can lose because this is the same type of defense that the Giants had, but this team is far more faster and way more athletic than the Giants teams that's beat Brady in the past in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, we just gonna have to sit here and wait and see. And if you feel that confident, then I go then shit. We can put some money up on that game. How many times is Brady? The pass RBs are the difference in winning and losing. Yeah, but thing is, a team like the Vikings know how to play and know how to stop running backs, and they got the outside linebackers. Bro, that's against a Matt Ryan. That's against a Matt Ryan team. Matt Ryan is a bum in a clutch. We're not finna sit here and act like he's no different than Kirk Cousins, bro. Him and Kirk Cousins, bro, are probably gonna be some of the most overpaid quarterbacks in this league. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see a situation where uh, if the Vikings don't win this, it's gonna be a long time. If the Vikings were to get to the Super Bowl and they don't do this, it's gonna be a long time before they end up seeing the Super Bowl again. What happened? What's going on, Joe? Shit, nothing, man. Just started the stream, man. Shit, you just get in here. Y'all go ahead and y'all hit that like button, bro. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not disputing what Brady has done, but Brady ain't doing that year in and year out. We're not finna sit here and act like teams don't beat him to either stop him from getting to the Super Bowl and that he hasn't lost Super Bowls. I mean, let's just fucking face it. He's lost two Super Bowls to lesser quarterback and Eli Manning. I mean, Eli Manning was never elite. If we being real, he was above average for many years, and he's played well in the playoffs along with dudes like Joe Flacco, but he doesn't have the running game to succeed. And that's kind of a point that I see that people were talking about. I guess when we were talking about quarterbacks who could potentially land in Jacksonville, I don't want Eli to go to the Jags. Because if it's a situation where they resign a dude like Allen Robinson, you got dudes like Dede Westbrook, you got Mercedes Lewis who played a hell of a lot better, along with Leonard Fournette and Yeldon coming out of the backfield. So he has better options to run with. He has a decent O line. He has Tom Coughlin making GM decisions, and he has Doug Marone as a head coach. That's scary. I rewatched the Texans Brown game y'all did earlier this evening, and man, I really hope and pray that we don't bullshit around in free agency. Man, who you telling? Who are you telling? Do you think Brady will retire at 45 like he claimed? Hopefully Clowney and Merciless have something to say about that in the next game we play against him next year. I mean, hopefully we can go ahead and we can sharpen that shit because it seems like the last few times we've been playing us, they've only been inching closer and closer and closer. And I just see a situation where this team is really gonna frustrate him over the next few years to come, and his body's definitely gonna feel it. I'm 1,000% sure Brady gonna win another Super Bowl. Yeah, I think it's no doubt that he gonna end up winning the Super Bowl, but just because he gonna win another Super Bowl don't mean it's gonna be against the Minnesota Vikings, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. As long as Watson is healthy, Texas definitely win. Yeah. I mean that. No, no, that's true. We can't say that because Bill O'Brien is still the head coach. So when you got dudes who take the ball out of dudes' hands, and he's been doing shit like this for a long time now, as I've stated in previous live streams, whether it was on mine, Honcho's, or anybody else's that I've talked to, or even the guys in the round table. When you got a coach that don't let his nuts hang like Bill O'Brien constantly does on a year in year out basis, it's gonna come points where he's just gonna hold his team back, especially Deshaun Watson when he's very capable of finishing out games, like he's done throughout his whole entire football career. He's gonna learn. We all make human mistakes, and who are you talking about? And who's gonna learn what? Because if we talk about Bill O'Brien, he hasn't learned a damn thing because he still makes the same mistakes year in year out. So until he proves otherwise, I have no reason to believe what you just said. Braylon Brady 45% retiring this season. And need his righty his budgets when he size. I mean, when he retires. I'm gonna celebrate, and I want to look forward to the younger QBs. You know what I'm saying, doing their thing. And at the end of the day, his wife might have a little bit of input in that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, most of shit. If she was doing her job right when he gets home, I mean, maybe she ain't putting in enough work for him to want him to be home because he cares a little. He's caring a little bit too much about work. He's already submitted as the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't know what else he could possibly want because I don't see any other quarterback winning more Super Bowls to him until it actually happens. You know what I'm saying? Patriots have problems. At least that's what ESPN said. Bro, bro? We can't believe shit that comes out of ESPN. Like at the end of the day, Bristol and all that shit. That shit is based in Connecticut and all of these other areas. You know, up top that appeal to the Patriots anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I can't believe anything that comes out of this organization. Not to say that something's not there, because they had lots of controversy and this and that. But at the end of the day, they've already built a dynasty. They win on a consistent basis, and who cares if they have a little friction every now and then? Everybody's entitled to have a difference of opinion. So it ain't stopping them from winning games. They still blowing teams out. So obviously, whatever they got going on, it ain't that serious. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. Pats have problems every season and still win a Super Bowl. Absolutely, King Foka. Absolutely. These dudes, man, they win. They do everything that they need to do on a consistent basis. And it's just a shame that they get in dudes' heads and defeat them before they even get on a damn football field. Dudes lay down early. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it ain't fair, and true enough. Yeah, they had some allegations, and they done everything they can to win, but I don't blame them. I could see why people like the Patriots. They want to do the shit the Patriot way because at the end of the day, the Patriots are always in a discussion to win a Super Bowl for the last 18 years, which is ridiculous. It's not it's not a coincidence that other than the year that he hurt his leg, that they've been in contention and they've been winning as many division titles on a consistent basis. I don't think no other team in history has won that consistently that long in any division since the NFL merger. But the fucking Patriots do. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even get the best free agents other than this past year. They don't spend a lot of money in free agency other than what the Patriots did last year. They reaping the benefits of a lot of them free agents and a lot of shit that they did, this past off season, and that's why they're in the position they in now. But the Steelers have not won nowhere near as consistently in any era of football for this many years, for no years and years, for like 12 years straight. Like they've won the division. Like that's ridiculous, bro. The Steelers have never done that. Cincinnati was winning. The Browns were winning. Like the AFC North has been winning. You know what I'm saying? The Ravens, when they came along, they finally got their shit together. I didn't even get it. They make trash players look good. Yeah, that shit is absolutely ridiculous. was bad idea. Gave him 1 year contract and see how he does with Watson. Yeah, I was more so on the lines, but at the end of the day, we should know that ain't no coach finna sign for that little bit of that mediocre time. I wouldn't have done it. I pray and hope the Patriots beat the Jags next Sunday. I'm going to be depressed at the. I mean, at the end of the day, it only puts the spotlight on the division, and it makes them a more reputable team. So from these years on, because I definitely wanted a dancing partner in this division, because it's not the Colts anymore. And at the end of the day, if we want to have more games that need to be taken seriously, we'll at least have a three-headed monster in terms of having the Titans. But the Titans, I really don't see them being too much of a factor unless they go ahead and they do the right things in free agency. It's clear that the Jags having money over this past year, been spending it the last 2 3 years, and getting high draft picks has finally paid off for them because they have the right people in place to make decisions for the franchise. From the moment that I knew that Doug Marrone got hired as a coach, and the moment I heard that Tom Coughlin was going back there to make business decisions for the team and he was going to be the GM, I knew right off rip they were going to end up having success. And look at what's happening. They've drafted the right people. They went and got the most people and free agency, and look at where they are now. They're going to an AFC championship, something that the Houston Texans have not done. And the fact that the Jaguars get to rub that in our faces is horrible, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it increases the value of the AFC South. So we potentially next year could end up having three teams like how the NFC South did this year go to the playoffs. That very well could be very possible. I don't see the AFC East getting any stronger. I think it's gonna be a couple of years before, at least 3 years before the the Ravens, Browns, and Cincinnati get good again, like really good where they need to where they're winning the division on a consistent basis, and they're challenging other teams in the division. I don't see it. In the AFC West, they have a couple of problems, and with Alex Smith getting ready to leave, we don't know what that team is going to be. And the fact that they still got Andy Reid as the head coach, you know what I'm saying? Who knows what that shit is going to be like? Um, who's your picks for the Super Bowl this year? Mine personally is the Patriots in Minnesota, and I think if that happens, Minnesota's gonna win it. AFC South, AFC and NFC South are gonna be nice for many years. You're right. The NFC South has been A1 for years now. I mean, it just don't get talked about like it should, but they've been Jags or QB away, and yeah, you're right, and you're right when you say that. But that's why I don't want Eli or a proven veteran like Joe Flacco or anybody like that to get on a team that the Jaguars have personnel wise right now. And because they football teams are so tough, it makes the road a lot harder down the line. Now, true enough, I know we have players coming back and we're going to have Deshaun Watson, but that doesn't mean that it's still not going to be some tough ass games that lie ahead. That it's going to matter, but at the end of the day, it puts the division on notice. And hey, shit, who doesn't want some more shine from the national media? Because we all do. And I know everybody was enjoying seeing all of these damn articles and videos about the Texans and Deshaun Watson because people were talking about us in a positive light. And we just wanted to be in that mix. I hope this weighs Bill O'Brien and Brian Gang. They better be. Yeah, they have to be, man. If they're not, this is already going to show you I'm already chalked this up as a lost season. Regardless of all the people coming back, it's not going to be what it could have been because you're doing everything you can to show that you're going to be conservative off rip, even when we have the money. So, how bad do you really want to build? But at the end of the day, we're going to have different people to blame now. Rick Smith is going to be completely off the table, so nobody can even mention him. And I can say that's probably the best thing about him leaving is that now he no longer has to shoulder the blame for the franchise's failures. Before Deshaun Watson came to Clemson, we had no TV attention, and now we're the top pro. You're damn right. You're damn right. You're damn right. We were talked about it some facets, but we were talked about nowhere near the way we were being talked about when Watson was on the field putting up 40 points a game. I'm just hoping Watson improve. Oh, yo, no, he will improve. I'm not worried about a regression from him because he puts the time in. He's a different kind of player. He's a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers type of player in terms of work ethic. I have no issue with him, and the fact that I already over a week ago I've already seen him on IG in the training room throwing the ball, and the fact that he was never on a cane, and he went to Switzerland and got the surgery the way he should have, the way any NFL player should. All these dudes need to go ahead and just go get stem cell research and do all these surgeries from down Switzerland and all these foreign countries because they able to do the shit right and fix shit the right way. And he's already on pace to be at OTAs, which is gonna start in what, like 3 months. On top of all the time that he's already taken. No, his surgery and he ended up having initial surgery and he went ahead and he got some more surgery along the line in Switzerland. They did a procedure out there where he doesn't even have to hit that wood in terms of his ACL. They were able to do stem cell. They were able to use stem cells, which they took the ACL that he had that was out that needed to be repaired. All they did was made it even stronger than it already is, and it cut his, and it reduced his recovery time, and I wouldn't even say half the time. Where it would take 9 to 12 months, it was only gonna take him 5 to recover. What's going on? Shit, not much, man. Yeah, 5 months. He's already on pace. He's already on pace to be playing in the next 3 months. Like he's gonna be completely cleared. No one works harder. Yeah, you're right. You saw Carson Wentz. Yeah, he's still on the crutch. Yeah, because his stupid ass ain't smart enough to go to the doctor Deshaun Watson had in Switzerland. But that's him. No, Watson is running. He's been running for like 2 months. I've seen this myself. He's running, doing all kind of leg weights, doing this, doing that, and I already seen him throwing the ball and throwing it accurately. Even though Watson will be ready for OSU, as I don't want to participate on it. Just wait till training camp. I mean, it's not really going to be anything. You're not really rushing him back because at the end of the day, he's putting in the work, and at the end of the day, he's physically cleared, and he doesn't have any limitations now. So I don't really see the reason for holding him back. I mean, at the end of the day, they're not gonna put him on the field if he can't be there anyway. But I've been keeping up with all his rehab, so his rehab I'm not worried about whatsoever. Uh, Even though Watson will be ready for, okay, I already read that. Wentz went to Dr. Andrews for one. I heard of him. He's pretty good. We all need to do a tailgate this season. Psh, bro, who you telling? Yeah, I follow him on IG, and I've been following him. So yeah, he been running for a minute. You think we're gonna have a shot at going to the Super Bowl next year? I mean, yeah, we'll have a shot. We're gonna. Every team has a shot when they got a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? But him having all that time in OTAs and him being able to get other players in the mix, and the fact that he's the known starter is gonna take him to a different stratosphere this year, especially if you get to keep dudes like Will Fuller, Hopkins, and all of the receiving options clear from injury throughout the preseason. Oh, it's gonna be deadly. Watson beats exactly. That's crazy. We we two corners away from a Super Bowl. And we could easily get these guys in free agency, and in the draft. From my understanding, it's corner heavy, and it's a lot of it's pass rush heavy, which is what we really gonna need. That's an underrated need for this damn football team. The best part about his injury is he can learn the full playbook. He didn't have a problem with learning the playbook at all. The playbook was nothing, was not an issue for him, and nor would it ever be. So I don't even think time is something he really needs in terms of playbook. Playbook is the least of his worries, and I honestly feel he had that down before he took over that half in that Jaguars game in the first game. If we being completely objective about the situation, and the fact that with Will Fuller coming back with a lot of other guys, I just feel like, man, shit is just about to get opened up in a totally different aspect. Yeah, he can. He shit. He could have been on his way to that, for other things, that go a different way, but they didn't. But at the end of the day, teams know that you can't play us the same anymore. Trust me, a lot of dudes are thinking about this, and a lot of dudes know what they in for. Tom Brady knows what he's in. Tom Brady knows what he's in for when he plays us next year on that schedule. So it will behoove the Texans to get as many players as they can on defense and do everything they can to protect Deshaun Watson from injury. You do that, this team is going places and quick, real quick. And the fact that Deshaun Watson leads all quarterbacks in the least passes dropped by receivers, and his receiving options is absolutely ridiculous, and it hasn't been talked about by nobody. I mentioned this, to some of the guys in the round table a few days ago, but the fact that if I follow Will Fuller's sister. She said we'll be getting depressed over his injuries. He don't like to talk about his injuries with his family. I mean, maybe that's just his way of coping. And do you think we should? I'd take Martavis over Sammy Watkins if we being honest. Watkins be way too. He gets hurt way too much, and it's been that way. Martavis Bryant, seeing him and seeing what he can do, I can see Ray Ray's points. As to why he would like Martavis Bryant. You're starting to see it more now that they starting to get a little comfortable. And Sammy Watkins ain't trash. It's just that he can't stay healthy. You can't trust him. I can't trust him. To help the team down the road if he's always nursing if he's always nursing an injury. You can't really do that. But I understand the logic for people who do want him. But if it was my choice, I'd take Montavious over Sammy Watkins. I know probably a few of y'all probably like, oh, I can't believe you're saying that shit right now, but I am. Clemson fans be low key mad Hopkins having a better year. I don't know why. I mean, they both from they both from Clemson anyway. They should be proud. But a lot of people were over exaggerating, talking about Sammy Watkins was better. And even if you listen to DeAndre Hopkins on the Now What Powercast a few weeks ago when he was on with Arian Foster, he spoke on that shit and was like, man, yeah, he was like the redheaded stepchild. You know what I'm saying? He from Clemson, went to Clemson, and they put Sammy Watkins like way above him and was like, dude's doing this, but people forget about what he did against LSU as well as other teams. You know what I'm saying, and how he was dominating in them games, and it was just ridiculous. No, we don't. What the fuck are you talking about? What you talking about, John Bryan? You talking to me or you talking to somebody else? What I miss? Oh, not much, man. We was just having like little Texans talk, man. Anyway, you ain't really missed too much. I follow this Clemson forum. They be low key mad at Watkins not having the same success. He's not the same player. What's going on, light skinned Cardi? Shit, I never seen you before. Shit, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. Hit that bell icon so you can get all notifications, man. When I get ready to do my live streams and shit like that. And y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Sammy Watkins went like, yeah, no, Buffalo traded up and got him at number 4. I thought he was gonna be Julio. I never thought that ever. He didn't look like he could do anything that Julio could do. Don't get me wrong. He could stretch the field. He's a good route runner. He got decent hands, but he's not even in the same stratosphere as DeAndre Hopkins, let alone Julio Jones. Oh yeah, anybody who thought that, yeah, they smoking crack. Like at the end of the day, they gonna end up just like Pookie, dead thinking that way. Mike Williams though. They said Williams was better than him too. Nah, I remember that draft when New came out. They were saying that Tavon Austin and Kadero Patterson his first year was looking that way. You know what I'm saying? Considering the amount of success he had, plus he was able to return kicks and all of that shit, and he was doing crazy shit. His first season, then that shit tailed off real quick. You know what I'm saying? And Hopkins was making impacts in games and was winning games at a really early game. People forget that he won that second game. Shit, matter of fact, the last game we won in the first season he got here when we played the Tennessee Titans in week 2. Man, the way he went up and the way he went and ball hawked that shit on the sideline and won that game for sure with that fade route. That shit was spectacular. Matter of fact, his first game in the preseason, that damn that pass he had caught in the end zone when he scored on, man, that was a beautiful ass preseason game, man. That game was beautiful. I know it may not be a big need, but I think the Texans need to go to dynamic. Yeah, we've talked about that, and at the end of the day, I agree with you, Ed. Man, we definitely need a tight end. We definitely need a tight end because at the end of the day, it's gonna end up being a problem. We don't need to be too thin. Um, Anderson needs to start though, hands down. I feel he's earned the right. He's more reliable. He was very big on. He came up pretty big for us in quite a few games on third down. He made a lot of good catches, and at the end of the day, the quarterbacks trust him to make plays. So I definitely feel he's earned that number one spot over CJ and Griffin. So I'm not saying we're gonna get a tight end out of Stratford. I mean, who cares? At the end of the day, it's all about. It's kind of just a toss up. Dudes giving their educated guesses, but at the end of the day, how often are the mock drafts are actually right? So what should Watson work on during the offseason? The only thing he needs to work on is just keep developing things that he's not good at. I mean, at the end of the day, he's learned how to look off safeties. The only thing he could probably do is just get a little bit more strength in his arm. Not that he truly needs a lot of it, but a little bit more help. And he can always work on his pocket presence and timing with his receivers. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he throws the best ball in the league in terms of a catchable ball, that's evident because at the end of the day, if he didn't have the most catchable ball, then he wouldn't be leading all quarterbacks in the league in terms of the least amount of drops. He only had 4 in the season. Of all the passes he threw over those games, he only had 4 drops, which is fucking amazing. And that's the reason why his QBR and other shit was so high, and it's still at the highest of all QBs in the league. That has never changed because he was such an effective quarterback. Oh yeah, bro. I be knowing shit that a lot of people don't know. So Anderson caught like 10 plus passes in preseason with Watson. Yeah, he had a good rapport with Watson, and whenever he was able to really get in and make an impact, and the fact that he caught that pass against Kansas City when the time was winding down right before New caught that last touchdown. That pass by what's called was fucking great, and the shit Anderson was getting it done even with Savage. So better than Cam Newton, much better passer. I'd say maybe short and intermediate wise. I could probably agree. Yeah, I could agree with that. I'd say fundamentally and technique wise, but I can't quite say he's better than Cam Newton at this very moment. But definitely in the next year or so, he has the ability to be able to sneak in the top 5. He's just that good. His talent speaks that loud. You know what I'm saying? But I'm willing to go ahead and give Cam his card. I'm not gonna disrespect Cam, right? Even though I truly love Watson, I just can't disrespect the veterans who've proven things in this league. Who should we keep, Savage or Yates? Neither one of them. Neither one of them. They both need to go. They both burned us this year. Now, if you're gonna bring in somebody, you have to bring in somebody with the exact same skill set as Watson. I'm not settling for anybody, and I'm not settling on fucking old buddy to be running this team, and he wants to take a flyer on dudes that he think could possibly be good at quarterback. I don't trust him to do that. Should we get Fitzpatrick this offseason? No, because Tampa Bay has already signed a year. I think he has like a 2 year deal with the Bucks. And considering how he played for the Bucks when Jameis wasn't playing, I wouldn't let him go. Not me personally. Not if I was the Bucks. He's a serviceable backup. We need to package cushion in a third rounder for a first round. I mean, I'm not too keen on letting Lamar Miller go for the simple fact we don't know what shape Foreman's gonna be in, with his Achilles and things like that. Until I start seeing lateral movement, until I see and hear he's walking and he's running and he's doing certain things, and I see how he puts his preseason to take. I can't say what how he's gonna turn out. So we definitely need to have some answers and definitely draft another running back coming back. But I will say we will have a little bit more strength at running back because I mean, don't be surprised if Alfred Blue gets signed back. Alfred Blue potentially could get signed back now, especially because Foreman is going to be hurt. So I don't, anything can happen. We have a young team, which is a good thing. Yeah, for the overall we do. I think once you get the oldest players, we're gonna end up having Jeff Allen, Newton, J.J. Watt will be one of the older players. Merciless will be one of the older players. Kareem will be one of the older players. Um, who else? 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 And of course, the punter Shane Leckler. But everybody else is pretty young. It's fairly young. What you think about T.J. Ward? I think he's a book. No, not for this team. And what we gonna do? Because at the end of the day, I mean, he would be a good run support. He would be good for run support, but that's really about it. I don't trust him in coverage. He doesn't have the length and he doesn't have the speed to really keep up with a lot of dudes when we get in deep situations. Oh, this bitch looks horrible. What ugly ass titties she got. Ugh. Yeah, but even Blue got our first, season. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's been balling way longer than this season. He was balling last season. People forget, and people don't, and people love to skip over his 5 yards of carry that he had last year and this year. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't know what's going on. He's far more decisive in terms of what they wanted to do because they're running a scheme that he would excel in. He would excel in a power scheme where he gets to be a downhill runner. You know what I'm saying? That's not Lamar Miller's game, and he should be running in a zone scheme where he should be able where they can cut off the backside, and he can make decisions, in various ways. I just feel like the scheme is hurting dudes like Lamar Miller and other running backs that we have at the helm because we don't have the correct personnel to run it. We have the second youngest by average teams in the league. Yeah, I could see us being one of. I could definitely could see us being one of the youngest teams in the league. The problem with the Texans is we can't develop players like the now that we don't have to do it like the Patriots do, and we've developed plenty of players if we're talking about the defensive side, but offensively, yeah, I can totally agree. When Foster got hurt that year, Boo was eating. I won't say he was eating. He only had 500 yards for the season, so I won't just say he was eating. But as the season progressed and we went on, I mean, he went on to do some good things. You know what I'm saying? But just to be like he was eating, I won't agree with that. And I think he only had like 2 touchdowns that season. or one touchdown that season. I think he had a reception touchdown and he had a rushing touchdown, and those were the only two touchdowns that he had the whole season, which was crazy. Ellington better than you think. Yeah, I think we definitely need to bring him back. I think he, him in this system would definitely benefit us down in the long run. If you want to go ahead and you want to solve an issue, if you want to let Blue go, then you definitely have to bring Ellington back. And I say don't really let Foreman do anything serious until he's fully healthy, fully cleared, and he trusts running on his Achilles. Until when he can still bounce and he can do a lot of things, still make a lot of things that he needs. Your page needs to be much bigger. Your commentary is good. Love your videos, man. I appreciate that, man. And at the end of the day, I appreciate y'all guys. If y'all not, sharing any videos and stuff like that on Facebook, if y'all got Facebook or Twitter or anything like that, y'all inform y'all friends and tell them to come through, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind showing love and giving analysis. Trust me, everybody gonna get their shout out and everybody gonna get their love, man. Because I feel that's the way. You spread love, you get love, and the love continues. And at the end of the day, we can all grow bigger. So I appreciate all y'all, man, for coming through. I'm not even gonna stream for too much longer. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta wake up in the morning. But you know, shit. I mean, turning the page as quick as we can and getting shit going in the right direction is the most that we can hope for as fans, man. Because we got the talent, but yeah, but most of these dudes that you just mentioned were half of them were defense, and yeah, well shit, yeah, half of them were defense. The 2 linemen. Yeah, I mean we developed a few guys, but time is gonna end up telling. Time is gonna end up telling for everybody else. You know what I'm saying that we got on this football team. I feel a lot of things are gonna end up working out for us, but Watson gives us all the hope that we really gonna need, man. So, all right, man. I appreciate you coming through. Oh man, I appreciate it, bro. I trust me, I do, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all tuning in and y'all giving me, all the respect and y'all agreeing with a lot of shit that I say. Some of y'all may not agree, but at the end of the day, y'all still respect and value the opinion, man. Can't do much more than that. Just imagine the once with a good man. I have imagined it. I have imagined it. One thing he was doing, he was even though he was covering up a lot of the holes, the offensive line when he was in the game was playing far better than they ever could have played, having Savage in the lineup. So that's something to be taken consideration for, and just knowing that players will play better because of him and for him is a big plus to have on this football team. So I mean that's great for everybody. That's great for the receivers. That's great for the running backs. That's great for the head coach. That's great for your tight ends. It's definitely wonderful for your receivers and your defense. So he knows how to manage his clock. He knows how to score. He can score fast when you need him to score fast, and he sustained drives, which is something that a lot of quarterbacks that we've had on this football team have not been able to do on a consistent basis. And he was doing it. It just felt like every other time he was touching the ball, he was scoring. Certain games, he was in a groove, and it's just like every drive he was scoring. And but it just feels like every other drive, every 2 to 3 drive, he's scoring a touchdown, and that's what we needed. We had a lot of excitement with this man being on the field. I wasn't worried about third and longs. Oh, not at all. Because you just feel like something could happen. You just felt like something good was going to happen, and more often than not, it did. Like did IG post something about Bill O'Brien getting an extension? Yeah, absolutely. This is the team that drafted him. No, the Jacksonville Jaguars didn't have any faith in him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams didn't have any faith in didn't have any faith in him. The Houston Texans had faith in him. We took a fly on him. We developed him. Now look at what's happened due to him being a part of our legacy. I mean, We got him to where he is, and now he's reaping the benefits of being a good player and having dealt with good coaches and being in good systems. He's showing his adaptability by being with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was is Watson going to be in a brace? No, he's not even in a brace now. He's never been in a brace. He's already running. He's already throwing the football, and he'll be back. He'll be back in OTAs in April. If you follow Deshaun Watson on IG, shit, he's throwing the football. He never had a brace on. He was never on crutches, even when he first hurt his leg, because he had a clean tear. He suffered no ligament damage. This is why his injury is moved farther along. It's moved farther along. How I find IG? IG is Instagram, bro. And just type in Deshaun Watson. He gonna pop up. I didn't even see him in the brace in the Colts game. And he was walking around just fine. And that was a week after the injury, and he was already on the sideline. I seen him in a few games where he was on the sideline. And him being on crutches and shit like that, typically you on crutches, you can't walk. He was already walking on his shit like a week or two after the fact. And the fact that when he went and got that stem cell research surgery done, that shit was absolutely insane, and it cut his timeline completely in half. So it's only going to take him 4 to 5 months to heal completely to where he'll be, um, and like I'm saying, in the next 2 months, 3 months, he may end up being cleared for football practices and shit like that come free agency or by time free agency ends. At the very latest, after the draft, he'll be cleared to play football, and that's 3 months from now. In the first few games, would you make? I wouldn't make him do anything. At the end of the day, if he's comfortable, if he wants to wear it, and he knows his leg, and he's the one who knows his body way better than he does. I mean, so at the end of the day, I trust the player to make the best decision for him and the football team to wear a brace. If he feels he needs it, or or anything like that, then hey, I'll suggest it, but it's not going to be like a requirement. Watson had a brace on in the Nike after he got injured. I'm pretty sure he did. I didn't see it personally, but I wouldn't. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it though. Yeah, yeah. This damn game was a trip. This damn Patriots and I mean not the Patriots. The Pittsburgh Jag game. That game was a trip, man. I felt like they were gonna come back and win it at the last one. Yo, yeah, all right. I seen the highlights. You played, you played well. Yeah, man. So it's just a lot of things. Yeah, he is an amazing athlete, man. It's a lot of guys on this team that we got that could really just make a whole lot of shit. And I just feel like Braxton Miller's gonna elevate next year. I feel like he's really gonna elevate, and now that he has the pressure taken off of him of not having dudes like Jalen Strong on the team, even though Jalen Strong should have never been cut, and he should have remained on this football team because especially when all of these injuries were happening to our receivers, he could have stepped right in and been a big target for us and benefited whoever was playing at the quarterback position, But these people, they think they're so fucking smart. They know how to truly evaluate talent when all you did was what in retrospect make it look like it was just a horrible pick when you didn't even got get these dudes a full chance to be good. Like it's just like, okay, you ain't good in 1 or 2 years, fuck you. If you ain't practicing like how I want you to practice, then fuck you. You like get off of this football team. And at the end of the day, I don't want practice warriors. I want dudes who can perform on an NFL football field, which Jalen Strong clearly proved he could do, especially when he was going against the Colts. Uh, who was the who from this roster would you like as the kick returner? Honestly, um, I felt if we were gonna keep Wendell Williams or some shit like that, that's what we could have did. I don't mind. I don't mind Will Fuller staying the punt returner. I don't mind that at all. But at the end of the day, Tyler Irvin coming back, which he was doing pretty good before he got injured. The only thing he has to work on is not going down on first contact, and increasing his strength a little bit more. I think if he does that and he works on a few other fundamental issues, he'll be all right. He can work on his decisiveness. But Tyler Irvin should be okay. But I'm not gonna be up on the stream a little bit longer. Was projected to be a second round pick. Shit, he was shit. A lot of people had it projected as a first rounder. If we being real, a lot of people has him as a first rounder, but nobody had him less than a third. So and that was all because of some other bullshit. But I might give Strong another shot. I mean, I would love to give Strong another shot. It was no reason for him to be going, and at the end of the day, I feel we truly need to inquire about him come time the off season gets here. I don't want Fuller to get hurt on a punt return. They got to keep him from doing punts. He hasn't gotten hurt on doing returns. Period. And I don't have a problem with him returning the ball at all. I mean, I understand the logic, for not wanting him to return the ball, but he's good at it. Um, I don't know, man. We'll have to see because it's no guarantee just because we get them that it's no guarantee. I mean, I can understand your logic depending on where you're going, but I can't just fully agree that just because of two players that we add to the cornerback group are going to be good, especially considering who we're going to end up having the head coach. If we saying that we're going to have these dudes and Romeo Cornell's the DC, then okay, yeah, I can agree. But if Mike Vrabel's coming back, which I hope isn't an issue, which I hope isn't true, and Indianapolis go ahead and takes him up off our roster. That way we can go ahead and put Romeo back in the position where he needs to be. Then that'll just be the situation, and that'll be the best thing for the Houston Texans and the franchise. But I'm not gonna take up too much more of y'all time, man. And he is trash. I'm finna get ready to turn it in. I'm finna get ready to watch. I seen Ray Ray just went live, so I'm getting ready to hop in his feed, see what he's talking about, see if he can give any other good news, man. And I'm looking forward to doing another live stream tomorrow, probably when I get off of work. And y'all boys stay saucy, man. Y'all go ahead and y'all do y'all thing, man. And Josh McDaniel looks like the favorite for the Colts. I mean, who knows? Who knows, Hector? Who knows with these dudes? I'm gonna head over there. Yeah, you'll see me over there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't. I truly don't know what's gonna go on with that situation. But man, I hope they take Mike Vrabel off our hands. But with that being said, man, I'm finna go ahead and I'm finna get on up out of here, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. If you stay tuned, y'all go ahead, y'all hit that bell icon so y'all can get all y'all notifications and see when I do my live streams. As always, man, y'all go ahead. Peace. Got a lot of love for y'all. Damn, Ray was trying to join. He was trying to join what? Oh, he trying to join mine. If he's trying to join mine, then that's cool. Because I'm not sure what the hell's going on. Because I was only gonna get off if he was staying on. But if he's on, he just ended that stream. Oh, it's good. Oh, oh, he was streaming it, but you was in it. But you ended it because I was still on, or you just finna get ready to go on. I didn't get the notification for yours. Oh well, shit. Go ahead and go to that bell icon. Go to the bell icon and get all notifications. You probably just getting occasional notifications. Oh shit. Okay. I didn't know you was finna check out my stream. But yeah, man, they were just asking. They were just feeling like, if they feel that with Jermaine Johnson and Butler coming into this organization, do I feel that we become Super Bowl bound? And I gave him. I told him, yeah, maybe if Romeo Cornell is the DC, but a few other moves would have to be implemented in order for this to even be done. If we being real, I mean, it doesn't make any. Hey, and Darren is in the chat. I guess he needs a link or something to come to this channel. Cause somebody, so Parrish, one of y'all go ahead and hook Darren up, so he can get to this channel. So I guess he can go ahead and come in for the next few minutes while I'm a stream. Cause I'm probably gonna stream for like 5 more minutes, 5 10 minutes. But it's just like kind of like how we talked when we were in the round table. I feel, if you elevate Deku, you get a couple more free agents. You know, Kevin Johnson's still gonna be on the team. We're front seven heavy. It's not even. You know what? We have a lot of bigger players. We have a lot of bigger players, but those players are only suited to be beneficial against the running. Y'all come in here, y'all go ahead, y'all hit that like button. Um, I don't really see a situation where we would really be able to pass rush, and that was evident because a lot of the dudes we got are just big body players that to stop the run. We didn't even really have any athletic players to edge rush or even set the edge. Setting the edge is is about want to, and a lot of dudes that we had other than the superstars weren't able to set the edge on a consistent basis, and we lost a good role players. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, like losing Christian Covington was probably a injury that happened this season. That's probably the least talked about injury, other than the Whitney Merciless injury, and they both gave, major benefactors to this team playing well. You think you think a first round D and a linebacker would be good in the 20? Absolutely. I feel you should always address defensive line and outside linebackers, especially Sam outside linebackers, because those are probably the hardest linebackers in any draft to find. They're harder to develop. It's other than Von Miller, Anthony Barr. I can't, maybe Thomas Davis, but he's old. But yeah, you can never have enough pass rushers. And at the end of the day, I feel any dude that makes plays, that fights to the ball, that has great bend, good speed to power, and has pass rush technique and moves, and really doesn't whiff on tackles, needs to be on this football team. I feel we can't keep passing up playmakers just because we want good guys who adhere to everything you say because they not willing to, because they just want to play for your football team. When it's not all about that. If you clearly about having the best roster, that you might want to keep the best players and put them in the best positions to be successful on your football team. That's the only way you breed success. I don't think when you watch the Jaguars defense and when you watch Minnesota's defense that they got players playing all over the damn place, and they got dudes, and they're not putting too much on dudes' plates, and they're simplifying their schemes so that people don't have to think out there. You say you don't want people to think, but you throwing everything at them when they're in practice. You want them to do this. You want them to do that when they can't just focus on one thing. And Bill O'Brien has done this since he's been a head football coach in this football league. It's absolutely egregious that you throw all this on everybody, but and you want them to perform at a high level in the moment that they're not doing three and four things at one time and can't master the thing that you brought them on your team to do is absolutely egregious. And this will on this time it will be dirty. I don't know what you're talking about. Ed Oliver is coming out. Who's Ed Oliver? We need to draft a safety from Florida State, Derwin James. I like dudes from the ACC, man. I like dudes coming out of Florida State. I like dudes coming out of Clemson. I just feel like we're gonna add another Clemson player somewhere along the lines. He either gonna be a D lineman or something that's gonna benefit this team this off season in the draft. I just feel like we're gonna make a run at that because it's been working out for us. Derwin James coming out of this year. He's a version of Jalen Ramsey will play. Well, I definitely want him if that's his comparison. Then I definitely want him. Which draft is he coming out this year or is he coming out the following year? He's a first rounder. People are comparing him to Sean Taylor. Oh Jesus, I love that comparison. He's by far one of my favorite safeties, if not my favorite safety of all time. I might Brian Dawkins might edge him out just a little bit, but overall talent, I think Sean Taylor was probably the greatest safety. I haven't seen Jalen Ramsey, but you should check him out. I'll definitely check him out. Derwin James. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna put that in something so I can try to have check him out. This year he coming out. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, Brian Dawkins was a major beast, man. He was fast. He could cover. He could hit. He had great technique. He knew how to get everybody in line to do what he needed to do. And live streams and shit. I guess he trying to find my channel. Y'all go ahead, one of y'all go on my channel and just click like the little dots, or just send him or copy the link and put this in the Google Hangouts for him because he trying. I guess he trying to sub and watch the video for this before I end it. I don't know how the hell he doesn't he doesn't know this is my channel, or he could have just went to the last damn channel that Honcho did and saw the link in my shit. But whatever. Ed Oliver is the next Aaron Donald. Who's the Ed Oliver play for? Ed is 290 and runs a 4.6. Ooh shit. Oh, that's disgraceful. That's a lot. He plays for U of H. Okay. Well, Ray Ray is welcome to Third Coast, like the three with the RD, Third Coast Sports TV 2. Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV 2. U of H. He plays for U of H. Oh, okay. Uh, he plays for U of H. He beat triple teams with no problems. He won the Bunce Award for the best team. Look at him. Okay, I'll definitely check him out. He played for U of H too. Shit, no problem. I'll definitely check him out. Aaron Donald. I like Aaron Donald, man. I really do. Oh, you good? You good? You good, Ray Ray? No problem. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Cause I saw he was trying to call me on Google Hangouts, but I'm like, I ain't trying to get off the stream to answer no damn phone call just to tell him what my page is when I know y'all on here. Derwin will be a perfect strong safety who plays in the box most of the time but can also cover. Yeah, we need both. We need both. We can't just have one and at the end of the day, run support for this team at safety hasn't been good for quite some time. Yeah, that's it. Well, how you just wrote it. That's yeah. Yeah. That was it how you just wrote it. Yeah, Derwin would be the perfect stranger like Buchanan. You talking about Deion Buchanan from from the Cards? That he is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, he's pretty good. Mark Barron is a little bit better if you ask me though, but he's projected to go 8 to 15. I mean, I could say it's kind of hard to project a dude right now without any Senior Bowl tape without any combine, because you know how this shit works, man. These dudes not until they get further scouting and Mel Kiper and all these dudes get to scout these dudes who they claim are the so-called experts on draft picks. Like at the end of the day, until these dudes go, it's all about what how the team scouts them and the real dudes. I believe the analysis when I see, how Ray and a lot of other dudes, who I feel are reputable sources start talking about these draft prospects. You know, I won't really. He's declared. Yeah, a lot of dudes are gonna declare, but at the end of the day, who's to say, what these dudes, how they value these dudes? Because it's all about the team's value. Because they not. It's either they gonna overreach, or what's going on, bro? I don't know how the hell you. Yeah, shit. Make sure your ass subscribe because you are not a subscriber to neither one of my channels. I'll look at them tonight. Yeah, yeah. I'll definitely check them out. Yeah, I definitely had to check him out, bro. Rosen Barkley. Wasn't it others? Wasn't it somebody else? Or Shaquan Barkley or something like that? I heard of something like this. Is that his name? Damn it, Darren. Oh yeah, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's a cool thing. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Top three picks are Rosen, Barkley. What's his name? Josh Rosen. Isn't he like a quarterback or some shit like that? And Darnold. Devin James is a heavy hitter. For real, for real. Yeah, Shaquan Barkley is the next AP. Shit. That's a nice comparison, man. What the hell? What the hell happened? A message retracted? Oh, he must have deleted this shit by accident. I don't know. Yeah, from UCLA. UCLA has put out some pretty good put out some pretty good players too. Darnold is the QB from USC. Sam Darnold, I heard his name. I've heard his name. I've heard Josh Rosen's name. What's the old boy from Louisville? Black dude. What's his name? Didn't he win the what's it called the other year? I forget his name. Anthony Barnes from yeah. Yeah, I know. And Lamar Jackson. Yeah, there you go. I mean, how are people feeling about him? I mean, are they saying like, do they feel that he's going to be a pretty good option? Because I've heard his name, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know who he really compares to. Donald will flop in your opinion, and why do you feel that way, Ray Ray? Is Lamar Jackson a pretty good draft prospect from what y'all seen or from what y'all heard? Go ahead and give me your analysis, Hector, because you should know he'll be a late first rounder. Okay. They say he's a late first rounder, and Lamar Jackson is just another RG3. RG3 in what way? Because it's not like RG3 was just one thing. RG3 could do multiple things. It's just that his brand got ahead of his football playing. He lost sight of what mattered more in this league. People think he can't play. I mean, at the end of the day, what people are we talking about? If you saying that Mel Kiper, Mayock, or a few of these dudes, you know what I'm saying, that do draft analysis and the dudes that are always wrong. Merrill Hodge is saying this, then I say take a flyer on him because Merrill Hodge doesn't know a fucking thing about football. A lot of teams need QBs. You damn right they do. Shit, the Giants gonna need one. The Jets gonna need one. Uh, the Bills potentially gonna need one. Shit, the Dolphins gonna. The whole AFC East is gonna need one. Hell, even fucking New England is gonna need a backup. Braxton Miller, like Braxton Miller, before he got his arm out, was a pretty good quarterback. I can see Lamar going in the third. Okay, he's projected to be a wide receiver. Who, Lamar Jackson? They always do that shit to certain quarterbacks. But I ain't even gonna get on that. That's fucked up. Why does he have to switch his position? Because he's not prototypical? He doesn't have to be prototypical to win in this league. Wasn't good at throwing from the pocket. I won't agree with that because I seen him make plenty of plays from the pocket and he was just as fine. And Baker Mayfield, I'm hearing he being a little bit too overhyped considering a lot of the shit that he's had. I say take him in the third as a backup. Oh, okay. Lamar to the pass will kill my Texas dream. Hey, shit, you saw what they did with Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying? Jacoby Brissett beat us 2 years in a row, put 27-0 on us, and then fucked around and beat us with the Colts. That's absolutely ridiculous. He misses so many open receivers. It's bad. I'm talking about Lamar Jackson. And damn, it's like that. I just wanted to get some intel because I seen his name was definitely in the conversation, and they're writing off Baker because of his height and hype. Okay, I mean a lot of dudes I hear dudes is out here comparing him to Johnny Manziel. Is that a fair comparison, or are they saying that because he's a box office player that played, high at the college level? And at the end of the day, does he play well against the better teams? That's all I want to know. If he can play well against the better teams and he can beat the better teams and close out football games, then I say take a flyer on him. Not us, but I'm just saying football teams who are in need of I say more like Wilson. Russell Wilson? Oh, okay. If he like Russell Wilson, then shit, that's a good thing. But I've seen and heard the various reports of him being similar to Johnny Manziel. And I guess when they say that, it must mean stature and all of that extra little bullshit. But you know, I like the it factor. I mean, the it factor proves otherwise. He blew out Ohio State, and that's a good ass team to blow out. He doesn't get drunk. Yeah, he played better against the better teams. Okay, it's like 50 or 20%. Darren, he had a DUI in Arkansas. He got character issues. What, he got character issues because he put people in their place, or does he have character issues like Johnny Manziel, where he got a rich daddy and he think he can just hit the bitches that ride in his car, and he get pulled over and get DUIs and get drunk and shit like that. He talks a lot of shit. Oh, okay, well that don't mean nothing to me because he talks a lot of shit. Anybody can talk shit as long as they bag it up. Yes, shit talkers are needed. Shit talkers are very needed in sports. Period. Without them, sports wouldn't thrive. How are the I don't see the problem either. Well, I mean, if it's not really any problems in terms, can he make the throws? Does he make the hard throws? Does he make good decisions? Does he protect the football? Those are the only things I really need to know. And does he perform when the lights are on? He can do those things. I could take a flyer on it personally. That side shit has already been negated by Doug Flutie, um, Drew Brees, and Wilson. Hell, I can even say Michael Vick. Man, I seen Michael Vick's big head ass like a month and a half ago when I was at Raleigh Airport. I mean, in Charlotte Airport. I spoke to him, and he's 6'1", but he looks way taller than that. Like he looked like he was every bit of 6'3". His head is fucking huge, bro. I had no idea Michael Vick's head was so fucking fucking. It was like they're retarded huge. Like it's a little off subject, but something that was just posted just made me think about it. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what, if Baker Mayfield goes to the Broncos, his career will be over before it starts because right now the Broncos do not know what the fuck they're doing at what's it called. I don't want to sound like Will Kane, like how he sounded, when we drafted Watson. But at the end of the day, I don't trust the Broncos organization. Well, I don't trust John Elway as a GM to make a coach, to make a quarterback decision for his football team. I just don't. I know some guy play lower competition, but when you look at the guys' numbers, well, okay, wide receiver is pretty deep. So I see, Darren and Ray are talking about wide receiver prospects. Y'all go ahead, and y'all share this shit with the chat, man, so we can go ahead and get on that conversation and see what's really going on. I be seeing Hopkins at the Galleria. He be at the Galleria heavy. Shit, I would be too. Shit, there's too much shit at the Galleria. Plus, the Galleria just be live anyway. Corner and running back class is supposed to be deep this year. Well, that's good. It's good to know that corners, running backs, wide receivers, and skill positions. I just wish, we had a lot of deep ass O line, some more deep O line classes need to come out. Looking at the picks the other night, you would think so. Give me a name, Ray. I'll look into it. I saw an article that said we need a wide receiver. I take a fly on the wide receiver. Because as you can well see, a lot of our wide receiver talent got hurt. And a specific interest is, say, if we up in games, we definitely need dudes to spell these dudes. When you want to take dudes out and give other people development time. And I'm not really opposed to getting the extra weapon, but I would be more opposed to getting a tight end than a wide receiver if we being real, especially especially considering we don't know the status of Deontay Freeman coming this. I mean Deontay Foreman this next season. So you could do one or two things. You still got Irving coming back. You could still re-sign Blue and bring Ellington back. You know what I'm saying, and keep Foreman dashed. Stashed on the spot and let him completely healthy. Get completely healthy. And when his time comes, you go ahead and you insert him in the game, or at least ride him to where he's getting the practice reps, and you feel comfortable in him being active for game days. But we need to start. Man, I've been saying we should use Jay Prosh, but they don't fucking do it, and I don't even know why they have him on this team, because at the end of the day, he doesn't really do much. I like Jay. But on this team, he's not effective. What school did he go to? Who? I was about to say Jay Prosh. He went to Auburn. I don't know what the guy's looking at, but Atlanta wide receiver, tight end in his draft. We do need wide receiver depth. I do agree with that. I feel we need to do something different than the norm. Normally we keep like five guys. I don't see any reason why we don't keep at least um, 6 to 7 with receivers on this team. I see a situation where we're gonna end up having to, cut the running backs to about 4. I think we're gonna need every bit of like 9 to 10 old linemen this season, and you know we're gonna need anywhere from 5 to 6 corners this season, because I don't trust Kevin Johnson to stay healthy for a full season. And who's to say, where we're gonna pick and what we're gonna do when the draft comes. So that's gonna be another topic in itself. I love to take. I see no scenario where Allen Robinson becomes an unrestricted free agent. I see no, if they paid Allen Hurns $40 million, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't pay him around the same or a little bit more than Allen Hurns. I just don't see it. Tristan Good will be a good no. He'll be a good outside receiver. He could be a 1 or 2. I don't want him playing in a slot. I want him playing. I want him playing the outside receivers. He definitely needs to get elevated though. So if you cut Kareem and I mean if you cut J Joe and you move Kareem to safety, then that means him and Kevin Johnson will be the 1 and 2 on top of whoever you bring. So if you get Butler and you get a scenario where you get Butler and Tremaine Johnson along with Eric Reed, and you move Kareem to the safety spot along with Andre Howe, and you keep Gilchrist, then that's a loaded secondary. I mean, that's a loaded secondary. You know what I'm saying? So, especially along with you got players that's coming back. You got Covington coming back along with Merciless and J.J. Watt, as well as other players who've missed the season. Down the line. You know what I'm saying? So you think, hell yeah, I think yeah, hell yeah, man. Teams do this shit all the time, man. Teams do this shit all the time. So I have no reason to believe that and look at the success they having right now. I see no scenario where Robinson turns down a contract to sign with somewhere else, and the fact that he's in a tax-free state, I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. I see no reason why he leaves the Jacksonville Jaguars to sign with any other team. Because if he stays on that team, he's gonna remain the number one option. The only reason why he didn't eat this year was because he was hurt. You still have Hearns, you still have D.D. Westbrook, you still have Marquise Lee, you still have Mercedes Lewis, you still have a decent online, you have a phenomenal defense, and now you have a good run game. So I see no reason why he should leave the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just don't. I'm a fan of small, fast receivers. I mean, I like all kinds of receivers. I only like effective receivers. I don't care nothing about that size shit. Cause dudes like AB, Landry, T.Y. Hilton, OBJ, they proven the little niggas can get out here and make plays. And dudes like Julio, DeAndre Hopkins, and AJ Green are representing for the bigger receivers. You know what I'm saying? That's out here doing it. So I mean, it's really about what do you want to build, what do you want to have, and what do you value from these players, and how do you implement them into your scheme? Because if you don't have any real philosophy, and these dudes are lost and they don't know what the hell they're gonna be doing, then at the end of the day, how can they benefit your football team? And it's just like you said, you definitely need a good mix. You need an Andre Johnson type. Then you need a DeAndre Hopkins type of a possession receiver that really needs to, that can really make catch all the catches, is reliable. Then you need somebody like Will Fuller. Then you need somebody like Julian Edelman. Then you need a tight end like CJ Fedorowicz. Then you need another tight end like Jimmy Graham to go make the athletic plays, become a huge red zone threat. You know what I'm saying? So your team has to be completely balanced across the board. Can some of your players have the same skill set? Absolutely, but they need to know how to do different things because you don't want to have the same kind of players on your roster. I went on IG and seen a lot of video. Does anyone have to show what's on? He put that in an Insta story. That was in his actual story. So yeah, you're not gonna see that because he didn't put that. Actually, I want to say on Houston Texans, the Houston Texans, what's called, or you might just see Deshaun Watson throwing in the training room on one of his posts. Wing sounding like me speaking facts and knowledge about the game. I love it, shit, man. Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I mean, we see the same thing. We may not see eye to eye on everything, but we see eye to eye on a lot of shit, other shit though. Yeah, yeah. You need different, skill sets for different positions. Especially with a dude like Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? I mean, um, yeah, he in the training room throwing. Yeah, yeah, that's real. Yeah, he was throwing to Bruce Ellington. You damn right. That's exactly who he was throwing it to. Oh shoot, bro, we definitely need to. Yeah, you gotta have different skill sets. Everybody don't have to be the same. You gotta be able to offer a little bit. A little bit something. You know what I'm saying? And that's why all these dudes are gonna end up being successful because they're different. Um, you already got every type of receiver. You got already got every kind of tight end already on the squad. The only difference is the philosophy hasn't been truly implemented. Everybody hasn't bought in, and that's why everybody's not successful at the rate like DeAndre Hopkins is. He's the most successful person on the team because he's the longest tenured offensive player on this roster, and not only that, he's bought into the system a long time ago. And the fact that he's a player that doesn't complain and can get it done with any quarterback on the league because he's just raw as fuck on his own is, that speaks volumes to how other players should be when they come in the league. I'm mad that we can't get Andrews from OU. This man looks like Travis Kelsey. Man, everything that I spoke into existence that I thought that couldn't happen for the Houston Texans franchise has happened. I thought it was no scenario at all where we get Deshaun Watson, we get him. I didn't think I wanted Jadavian Clowney when the hit had happened, and when I saw him play the season before he actually came out in the draft, and lo and behold, we go 2-14 to grab him. So a lot of things have happened, and the fact that we thought we were gonna end up gonna having to play and pay number 17 on this league, to play on this team after giving him that stupid ass contract, and to get him off the books completely to go along with a second. Shit has been panning out for us, and we've been getting players, and scenarios have worked out for us that we've talked about as fans. You say that shit, but then it ends up happening. Like it's a fucking trip. Like how shit has been working out for the Texans over the last few years. I thought it was no scenario where we would get Jadavian Clowney matched up with Whitney Merciless and J.J. Watt, and that shit ends up happening. And then we just fuck around and we get, um, and honestly, I don't blame Rick Smith for not getting no quarterback from the 2014 draft or none of that shit in all these years. I know a lot of dudes are gonna come on here and fault him and say he should have drafted a quarterback a long time ago, and I clearly see his vision. He wanted a transcendent talent. He didn't want any just Rudy Poo being the quarterback for this team. He went out, and the last great thing that we can thank Rick Smith for, regardless if he's on this team or not, he was aggressive and he let his nuts hang and he went to go get Deshaun Watson. Point blank, period. Like, he's better than Carr to me. Carr's not that good. Carr's only had one solid year of production, and he tailed off the moment that the team was no longer relevant. He even got dudes on his own. It's even been said that dudes was turning their back on him because shit that was going on in terms of the protests and all of this other shit. What's going on, ferocious? Y'all boys, y'all hit that like button. Yeah, I just don't see any scenario. I see a scenario where Deshaun Watson just ascends and he puts himself in a different conversation early on. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Could have said what could have happened under old Bill O'Brien. Who won that Saints game? Do I really need to ask? Bro, the Vikings won in spectacular fashion, literally with like a few seconds left on the when do the Texans find out? I mean, I think they already finding out about it. I asked Ray about this shit the other day, and because we had him look up the spots with compensatory, so he'll be able to put that information out in the chat section. It's early, yeah, but not really because compensatory picks is all about who you lose in free agency, and we already know what dudes' playoff spots is. But I think it's not gonna be completely out until all these teams are completely done with the playoffs and Super Bowl. So they have fourth, 16th, 34th. So if we going round for round, the compensatory rounds are gonna start in the third round. So that means we got two high third round picks, if I'm not mistaken, what Ray is saying. So we were already picking fourth overall in the third round. And if he's saying at a compensatory pick, then that's four picks later. So that means we will be picking at fourth and eighth in the third round, which would be fucking insane. On top of the other picks that we already have. But if I misconstrued the point, and if I'm not saying it right, then let me know. That second is next year. The fourth is the second round. The fourth is the second round pick. Oh, was I saying it right, or did I not get what you were saying? Did I kind of fuck up what you were saying? Or I was saying it right? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, that made all the sense in the world, man. That shit is absolutely ridiculous. Being able to pick that early again in the third round would be fucking crazy because we gonna need as many early picks in the third round if we can't, you know, potentially move to the second or the end of the first round. Because I think if we have to go to the first round, we're gonna give up so much third round picks of fourth, 16th, and 34th. Oh man, ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy. I really feel with this draft that we have this year, had Rick stayed another year and those fifth, sixth, and seventh round picks, he hits on at least three players out of that, and it's not even to tell, in terms of the undrafted free agents. But at the end of the day, who do y'all think could easily get over scouted, or some shit could happen, or make it to undrafted? Because that's gonna be a real serious topic too. Because dudes keep their eyes out on undrafted free agents, and I love finding players like Dylan Cole, and they end up panning out for this football team. What are the odds that Gang hits on all his guys? I mean, that's not gonna happen because no GM hits on everybody. But what are we trying to say? Like, what's your margin? Or you like we need to get these dude percentages. What would be a high percentage for this guy to hit? What would be considered a value? I mean, hitting like 60% of the draft picks, 70% of the draft picks, 80. Like, what is it gonna take for you to be comfortable and to take your mind off of him being a GM? So you saying it? So Ray Ray is lowered his shit to half. I mean, we are giving him a chance, but at the end of the day, we do have to take consideration what the situation really is. 50 does seem fair. It's more than what I would. It's more than. I mean, it's less than what I would say. 65. I'm along the lines of 65, 70. Honestly, I was along the lines of that because if you really take in consideration what Rick was hitting on, he was hitting on about that much, considering free agents, I mean undrafted free agents, late round picks. He was capitalizing on a lot of late round picks, a lot of early picks. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that kind of really fucks him up is the third and fourth rounders. And it's just depending on how you judge these guys. Who did the Bills draft last year? Man, the Bills drafted fucking Tre'Davious White, Zay Jones. They drafted a lot of good ass players. Honestly, the Bills low key had one of the better drafts. Yeah, trying to be realistic and optimistic. Yeah, I could see that. Now I will say I will look for most of these rookies to contribute early, like this year. Man, it's going to be a situation where these dudes are going to get on the field and they're going to have to play because at the end of the day, they have a lot of depth concerns at various positions, like the edge rush, uh, D line. I know a lot of dudes feel the D line, but I honestly, behind the left and right ends at depth, we don't really have any serious left or right ends yet. We got dudes who can play left and right end, but outside of who we got, we truly need serious depth behind the edge positions. I know we talk about corners, but what are the odds that he develops, man. I see it. I just see something in him. What percentages? I say Rick was probably picking at about like a good 60 something percent. If you considering his drafts over the last couple of years, guys that you could say that have been productive, or you can say that he hit on when you count free agency and later round picks on top of the guys that he was picking in the first round. It's only when it comes to like the third and fourth round where he kind of tails off, which has been, part of his history. But nevertheless, no, Ray Ray has the proof. Rick was at 45%. That's total career picks. I'm not talking about career. I'm talking like the last year or so because he's drafted better over the last like 2 years. I'm talking about over these last couple of drafts. He's hit on quite a few undrafted free agents as well as late round picks. One thing that really happened in this past preseason, this offseason that didn't make any sense to me was why we let um KJ Dillon go. Like I didn't understand that whatsoever. And I hope we bring back dudes like Denzel Rice to go ahead and see if they can get another shot because he was playing lights out in preseason. He was practicing his ass off and he was making plays when we needed it. I just hate that, the dude grabbed him from behind and fucked his leg up the way that they did in that Patriots preseason game. Otherwise he would have made this team. I saw the same thing. It didn't make any sense to me. I love that he's a press corner. I love that too. You can't count that dude to need at least 2 years. I mean, that's the way that you do it, Ray Ray. I mean, everybody's not gonna, you know, do it the same way because some dudes may just feel like you hit and you do that. I mean, I can pretty much put it in that perspective because I can understand that rationality, but I can't expect everybody to think the way you do in terms of the way draft picks and shit are getting hit on. Rice version, Washington. I like to see these guys come back. Yeah, I do too. Zach Conkey, not so much. I'm not really as high on him. I didn't really like what I saw out of him, but Virgin and Rice definitely. They definitely need to come back. And the fact that they got dreads, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. That's it's like dudes that been playing with dreads. They get better as the time go on. Like I noticed like a lot of guys that be having dreads that play in the NFL football. They play in the NFL. They don't really be trash like that. Zach is a nice development piece option. Zach who? Zach Conkey. I wasn't really truly liking his skill set like that. I really wasn't feeling him. He had a lot of miscues. He had a lot of things that I really, when I was watching the tape, I really didn't like. I mean, we'd have to bring him back, and I'd have to see what he'd have to do with the likes of Watson or a veteran quarterback to really prove his worth in this football league. But we'll see. And yeah, man, it is that because he's white. Because he's white. If that's the case, Nick Martin, Clowney, Fuller, all should have been cut. I don't know who you talking about. KJ is the worst. KJ is the worst pick ever by the Texans franchise. Who you talking about? Kevin Johnson? Is that who you talking about? Ferocious? Why we cut Dress Anderson? You know what? I don't know. Dress Anderson was producing, but we cut dudes who producing, but we keep other dudes. That makes no sense. Like the year that we cut, like the year that we were on Hard Knocks when Charles James was actually good. I never understood that. At that point in time, he was playing his ass off. He was making plays. He was doing this. He was doing that. True enough, yeah, we brought him back for the Cincinnati games, and that was honestly when we started winning. When he came back, it was so funny when he came back. We really just started winning out. And we won out the division to go win the division. Shit was absolutely ridiculous, but we gotta. Bill O'Brien has done this over the years. He likes to cut players. I understand. For size and length, and he wants to do certain things. And he has an overall vision as we've already talked about. But I don't understand how you let any playmaker walk at any position. Even though I know it's hard and you got to come up, but at the end of the day, you have to outweigh pros and cons and what certain positions do when the talent pool gets a little thin. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, you got two channels. Oh, okay. Kevin Johnson, yeah. Kevin Johnson, honestly, because of Rabel took over. At the end of the day, Kevin Johnson isn't the player that he is. And why in the fuck, like, where is Lonnie Valentine? Like, where is he? Like, why? I understand we cut him, and I understand. Yeah, I understand that, but like, He's the type of guy we need to have on this fucking football team. Like we don't know nothing that he can do. All we know is about what the hell goes on in training camps and shit like that, and he hasn't even been able to be um, really anything. Because I like his talent, I love his talent, but he hasn't been able to do anything with it. Like it's just, yeah, it's just health is fucking. Oh man, I could only imagine. He's easily a Cam Chancellor type. Like easy. His athleticism is off the charts. He can run, he can cover, he can hit, he can tackle. He was good at run support. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really see him, from shit that I have, video that I have seen of Lonnie Ballantyne was good picking. It was some good shit, that I seen. But it's just too bad we didn't get to see him in action. Derwin James pretty much him now. Oh, really? Derwin James is pretty much Lonnie Ballantyne. What skill set wise? Is that what you trying to tell me, Berkeley boss? Oh, okay. 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 He's not as athletic, but close. Okay. Well, shit. I mean, that sound like a good dude for me to check out. Honestly, this team could have benefited from having a guy like Obi Melifonwu. Had the Raiders not took him before we got to him, but they just happened to get there because I damn sure thought that's who we was gonna end up taking next in the second round, but we ended up getting Zach Cunningham. Ray Ray was all on the damn thing, pumping his fist and shit. Like, yes, yes, Zach. And he gave Rick his card, and then he gave him his card again once he went and he got form, and then, he kind of hopped off on Rick's back after that. He ain't really had too much to say because Obi Melifonwu honestly could have ate on this team. Even this year, I feel like he could have ate. I knew it was no way he was gonna be successful with the Raiders this season, and he wasn't because the Raiders are fucking trash. Ray, we finally got Jimmy Graham talk. I gave him his props. Yeah, you did. You didn't want to, but you gave him his props. You were so reluctant. You were so reluctant to get this man his props. Cause you was hating like a motherfucker when we picked Deshaun Watson. You was like, "Oh my god, we fucking ripping." He was all red in the face, like he was pink like uncooked meat. Like it was just like Jesus, bro. Like you were the same color of vagina. Like it was just like I don't know. Like, bro, if you was my bro, like if Majin Buu was live, bro, you was him in the flesh. Like you were pink as fuck when you were talking about Deshaun Watson when we drafted him. If anybody ever seen that video, and I told him the other day when I was talking to him on the phone, when I was talking to him offline on the round table, shit. Yeah, like you thought I thought the same thing about Watson. Yeah, y'all tripping, bro. I don't understand like how people were fucking mad. Yeah, you was so pissed. You think that was bad? You should have saw my. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that one too. I saw that video. I saw that video, bro. I used to be like, bro, who does this motherfucker think he is? Like, what are you talking? Like, over the time, I've come to respect your opinion when it came to certain videos. But like, before I really delved into other Texans tubers, bro, because I would see your shit, and I would always hear you mention Darren. So that's how I went and I saw Darren's channels, and then I was like, man, what is this nigga talking about? Like, bro, what are y'all talking about? And so I had to venture to other tubers and talk about football. But I come around to understand certain opinions. But with certain videos, y'all was just I couldn't. I was just like, bro, y'all just need to delete y'all life, like literally just backspace your life because y'all not making no sense. I fell asleep, woke up, and you still streaming. Shit, it ended up going a little longer, man, than I really opposed it to. Shit, still stand firm on that video. Shit, you ain't standing that damn firm. On which video you talking about? I know you ain't standing firm on. Yeah, you may be standing firm on the fuller video, and you can't even truly do that considering what he did with Deshaun Watson and the fact that Savage and Yates threw him to the wolves and got him hurt. It's not that he was just getting hurt on his own, and shoulder injuries, especially the one that he sustained while he was in practice, could happen to anybody. So I'm not holding that against him, but I will hold the QBs that threw him to the wolves. I was mad at the amount we have, not on him though. What you mean? You talking about the fact that we gave up a first round draft pick, just one first round draft pick? Because I could have seen people being mad about the Watson trade had he not panned out, had he not had we gave up a first, a fourth, you know what I'm saying, or we would have gave up next year, or we would have gave up next year's second or some shit like that, then I could wholeheartedly, probably, really take y'all shit into consideration. But the fact that he balled out the way that he did, and he played and put up better stat lines against the better teams in the league that we played this year when he was on the field, it's just it's crazy to me, bro. He's standing firm under the Peyton Manning. Damn, I'm dead. No, I didn't. I didn't. I was upset but outraged over the Seattle game. Shit, who didn't, bro? Matter of fact, y'all need to go on my main channel, bro, and go watch that. If y'all ain't watched my Seattle video, bro, man, go on the Third Coast Sports TV channel and go watch that hoe. Like as soon as this video is over, go watch that. Cause I let it loose on that damn video. I didn't play no games. I had to go outside and everything. Like I couldn't even stay in my house and talk about that game. Dan Range after every team. He's standing firm. I was not mad. Blah 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 blah. He was asking, "Do you wish you got Jimmy for Brown since we had tight end trouble?" Um, I wasn't. Yeah, I couldn't pipe it. Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't. Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's exactly what I said. Yeah, I had planned on piping my wife after that win because I thought we was gonna win. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even do it. I was too hot. I couldn't calm down, bro. Like I was hot after that game was over, and then 2 days later, Deshaun Watson get hurt, bro. I was sitting right next to my wife. I'll never forget that day. I was sitting right next to my wife. My phone was charging right in front of me, in front of a little table that was in front of me. Um, I could kind of look and I saw Deshaun Watson UC ACL, and I literally jumped off my couch like somebody had died. Like this motherfucker was like a family member of mine. And she was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, I couldn't even talk to her for a few seconds, and she was asking me. I was like, "Man, Deshaun Watson fucking tore his ACL," and I was, and I went in the room and made another video about that shit. When you live streaming, Ray, I think you might have to do. What do you think about the teams? They fucking stupid. They're fucking dumb. The Jags were stupid for passing them up on for Fournette. Because imagine if Sean Watson was on this Jaguars team right now, then we lose the division for the next such and such years. But I'm glad they didn't believe in him enough to go get him. I'm glad San Francisco didn't get him, because I'm actually glad for what they did by taking um, Jimmy G away from New England and putting him in a totally different conference that we don't even have to face that often. So he gonna be giving the NFC West problems for the next few years. Man, I was ready to lose it because she asked me share that thought. What share what thought? What you mean? I would love Peyton as our OC. Peyton as our OC. I mean, that could be good, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of cool with what I mean, that shit would take even more. I mean, I'm cool with that move, but because it would take even more pressure, and it would only the critical decisions that need to be made in terms of managing the game, definitely. And you talking about my who Seattle vid? I'm talking about my Seattle vid. The Seattle vid I'm talking about is my vid. I got off social media for like 3 weeks after injury, bro. I can't blame you. Like literally, I didn't watch no Texans videos. I wouldn't even get on the Texans app for like weeks. Like if I went on the Texans app to go watch anything, it was to like see like little news about Deshaun Watson just to see what they were saying because it was so much coverage. I was watching highlights. I only like honestly, bro, after Deshaun Watson went down because that was like the final straw in the coffin. Um, I literally didn't go there unless it was to hear Jadavian Clowney after post game interview or to hear DeAndre Hopkins. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, I'm full of somebody like that because um, I don't really watch Lamar Miller videos because he makes me uncomfortable every time he's in front of camera when he starts talking. He just makes me uncomfortable for some reason. I don't know why. He just does. Man up, just put up a video. Oh, he did. Yeah, I've already been on his car. I done been on his podcast for like a month and a half now. For real, I can't watch Miller talk. Yeah, this should be getting me wink. I be getting excited when I realize we have watched some. Bro, it's enough to get. It's a lot to get funny about. Wink, no funny shit. Would you rather? No funny shit. Would you rather regain your hairline or reverse Watson's injury, bro? Bro, take my hairline, bro. Take that shit. It's going anyway. So, bro, it's good. It's good as gone, bro. So I'd give him my ACL, bro. He can have it, bro. What the fuck I'm using it for? I'm in IT, so I don't really need my ACL other than when I'm climbing on some ladders to go, to pull some cable through. Other than that, I don't really need my ACL like that. I ain't no athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, shit. What? Let's see. I'm a diehard fan. Yeah, I do that. They can take my shit. Give me like, give me like 300,000 for my ligaments. You can have it. You can have them. Miller sound like he had bread in his throat. Always sound like he trying to whisper. And it just ain't even that. I can just like he just uh, he I don't know, bro. He sound like he got a reading problem. Cause what would you want to see go on with this coaching staff? For one, I would like to see more hires that actually make sense with dudes who actually know how to coach, and dudes actually putting dudes in the right position. Like Charles London being let go. Well, he wasn't even let go. He's the only one who quit this past off season because at the end of the day, he just want to see what he can do as a quarterbacks coach somewhere else. But Larry Izzo, that was dumb because it's clear from a personnel and the fact that they don't take special teams serious. He lost his job. Um, um, Butler got fired, after he had done so much, but I can understand them letting Butler go because, the corners was just giving up all kind of egregious bullshit. And what time is it? Damn, it's one. Oh shit, no, it's 1:15 in the morning. Oh no, I'm tripping, bro. Yeah, I'm out of here, bro. Yeah, I'm out of here, bro. Yeah, y'all go ahead, y'all tune in tomorrow. I done been almost damn live streaming for damn near 2 hours, bro. So yeah, I'm out of here. Um, yeah, I gotta be up in a couple hours. I'm gonna check y'all tomorrow.